Built in St. Louis, the Phantom Ray made its debut after only 2 years in development. The sleek fighter-sized unmanned airborne system combines survivability with a powerful arsenal.
Our customers will be able to test out new technologies in intelligence, reconnaissance, and surveillance, new technologies in electronic attack and unmanned systems, all enabled by this new test bed.
36 feet long with a 50-foot wingspan, Phantom Ray was designed and developed by Boeing using technology originally created for the X-45C unmanned aircraft less than a decade ago. Technology like rapid prototyping and manufacturing. Greg Brown, Phantom Ray program manager, says stay tuned.
Really excited about this, quite honestly, because Phantom Works is back as a rapid prototyping house operation organization. This is the first of what I expect to be many exciting prototypes, and they'll all showcase exciting technologies.
And Phantom Ray team members say it's been a long road to this rollout.
It's a sense of pride that we were all able to work together to get what we needed to get to this point. It's been a long time coming.
Funding for Phantom Ray highlights a commitment by Boeing and its Phantom Works division to become the leader in the global unmanned systems market. In a day and age of aerospace risk management, Boeing is financing the Phantom Ray entirely on its own with no risk to customers or taxpayers.
For the first time in a long time, we're spending our own money on designing and building and flying near operational prototypes. We're spending that money to leverage the decades of experience we have in unmanned systems. Systems that span the gamut from sea to space.
The revolutionary aircraft is on target to take its first taxi test later this summer and to soar through its initial flight profiles as early as December. A Phantom Ray-like aircraft that one day could penetrate enemy forces and provide a new specter of security for our nation's warfighters. Inside a hangar at NASA's Dryden Flight Research Center, Boeing's Phantom I, a high-altitude, long-endurance unmanned aircraft, is being ready for its return to flight from the lakebed of Edwards Air Force Base, California. After a successful 28-minute first flight last June, which reached an altitude of 4,080 feet, the Boeing team is prepping the demonstrator to fly longer and higher as it expands its envelope of flight and endurance. Phantom I is designed to reach altitudes up to 65,000 feet and remain aloft up to 4 days at a time. And improvements have been made since its maiden flight.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of improvements that have gone in over these last few months. We've upgraded some of our engine oil pumps to make sure we can clear some limits we had getting up to altitude. There's new software.
And there's a newly designed landing system, beefed up after the original nose gear collapsed during the first test flight landing. The new system draws on the experience of the Boeing engineering team that designed one of the most durable landing systems in the world, the landing gear for the Boeing FA-18 Super Hornet, an aircraft used to hard landings on carrier decks.
These guys have all the expertise in the company, and we were able to pull in almost the whole group and did something that normally would take probably a year in the space of about 2 months.
Number 1, power switch on.
Early morning and flight conditions ready. Phantom I, with its 150-foot wingspan, is positioned onto Edwards runway 15. A fairing has been added to Phantom I's launch guard to reduce drag during takeoff and better guide the aircraft during the launch roll. Revving its 2 liquid hydrogen-fueled engines, the UAS is straining to taxi. And with the command, Phantom I bolts down the runway, reaching speeds up to 40 knots.
Great performance. We did 2 taxi runs, and in 1 day, even after a late start, we were delayed significantly by high winds. So to get those 2 taxi runs done in 1 day is really fantastic.
With this series of taxi tests complete, Phantom I is poised for its return to flight, with its future missions of high-altitude, long-endurance, intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, and communications never more important.